I rise in congratulatory to my dear friend Mitt Romney, who I've gotten to know very well and became a very close friend to. With his wife Ann and their family, and Gail and I have become very close to each other and enjoyed our company. I've followed Mitt's career from afar for a long time, watching the success that he has had as he came up through the business ranks very successfully. As he came up through the business ranks very successfully, I watched that. I observed the Olympics. It was going to be embarrassing to the United States of America if someone didn't step forward and take care of the mess that got itself into. And lo and behold, Mitt Romney did that. And I was so thankful as an American and also admiring as his skills to pull this all together, because I know it's a difficult task working with that Olympic committee. I watched his presidential campaigns, which I thought were absolutely electrifying, and I enjoyed it because I could see in his heart the public service was what it was all about. But I really didn't. My first encounter was Mitt as a former governor. We were both governors together at the same time. I was coming in 2004. He was going out in 2006. And he did this unbelievable thing about giving health care to everybody in his state. And it was just absolutely something phenomenal. So I called. Governors have a certain bond. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. If you've never met before in person, there's a bond. And I said, Mitt, tell me about this health care plan you have. And he said, Joe, I was able to do this, because he mentioned some of the good people that were smart and able to put it together. But I know one thing. Anybody that sits in a position, when you have good people around, someone has to assemble all of that material and put it in force. And Mitt was able to do that. And I told him this, I says, Mitt, I don't have the economy you have in Massachusetts, and I'd love to do something for my state. I don't know if you remember this or not. He said, Joe, there might be a way to work through your Public Employees Insurance Agency to let the small businesses buy in for group. And we were able to do something that's never been done before that helped an awful lot of small businesses and people who had no insurance to get insurance because of you. I remember that vividly. And then he comes to the Senate. And that's when my personal relationship, and I admired him from afar for a long time. And we just clicked. But I've got to say this, he was involved from day one. Day one, he hit the ground running. And Mitt brought so much institutional knowledge and so much basically support that he could bring to any conversation. He could bring you the contents, he could bring you the graphs, he could bring you everything that you wanted and even a lot more that you didn't want. And he just engulfed us with all of this. And I'm thinking, one day we were in the bipartisan infrastructure bill, Mitt, I don't know if you recall, you kept telling us what wouldn't work because you had better facts than we had. And you were right, but we were trying to take your facts and work with the political situation we were in, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And here was Mitt. He came in, he says, here's why, here's what you should do. Here's why, here's what needs to be done. And he would explain everything to us. And I'm thinking, we're never going to get through this. We're just not going to get through this. One day we just made the final decision. We're going to do this. He comes in, he says, I like it. I'm thinking, what the heck we just go through? He just beat the living crap out of us for about 30 days, showing us how, giving us a roadmap of how to do something, and thinking that he wasn't going to agree with it. And you know, his basic comment was this is better than what we got. We're moving the ball forward. And that, to me, is the clarity of purpose. The clarity of what he came for is to move the ball forward, make it better. Try to make a more perfect union. We know we couldn't be perfect. And Rob was in there working it back and forth, and everybody was moving. And and when we finally got to the end, Mitt says, this is good. Can it be better? Sure. But it's good. Let's go. And that was the signal we needed. And it moved from there. Mitt, being a freshman 6 years, I've been here longer. Maybe I should have left 6 years ago. But I'm just telling you, you've made my life so much better in the Senate. I enjoyed it. My relationship, of course, with on both sides of the aisle, working together and bringing people together. But it has been just an absolute pleasure and a joy having you as a member of the United States Senate, the most deliberate body in the world, the strongest body in the world, the body that's supposed to make common sense out of things that sometimes don't make reason. And this body is much better off. This country is much better off because of your service here, and it's going to be missed. Most importantly, I'm a better person. I know that Gail and I are much more enriched because of your and Ann's friendship, and we appreciate that more than you know. I wish you only the best in the future. I wish you the best as far as what you're going to do, and I hope you don't change your phone number because we still need your advice no matter where we may go. God bless, my friend. Enjoy.